Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a frustrating Kubernetes scenario. You check your pod status, you see available volume space, yet your application throws disk full errors. This is more critical than you think, because when your application hits a silent storage wall, it doesn't just crash. It can corrupt your database logs, break your queue consumers, and create a cascading failure across your entire cluster. Let's fix it. Today we are diving into the deep end of Kubernetes storage. If you have ever stared at a disk full error while your persistent volume metrics show 50% free, this is exactly the video you need. These are the topics we are going to cover in this video. Specifically, we will start by distinguishing between your persistent volume storage and the container's writable layer. Then, we will look at how ephemeral storage limits work and why they can crash your app without warning. We will walk through the exact terminal commands to diagnose these issues on your nodes. Finally, we will cover how to configure your manifest to prevent this from happening again. Watch the full video without skipping any content to understand it better. Before we get into the topic, a small request to you. I have already uploaded many technical videos on different technologies and tools. We share more knowledgeable content every day. So if you are interested in learning and want to improve your skills, make sure you have subscribed to our channel and joined our WhatsApp community. The join link is available in the description or scan the QR code shown on the screen. Let us get started. So why does your application report a disk full error when your volume is empty? It comes down to where the data is actually being written. A Kubernetes pod isn't just one file system. It has the persistent volume you mounted, sure, but it also has the container's own root file system. If your application logs to standard out, or if it writes temporary files to a path that isn't on your persistent volume, it's writing to the overlay file system. And that file system has a hard limit set by the container runtime. If that limit is hit, your app dies, even if your main data volume is completely empty. To understand this, think about a large warehouse. Your persistent volume is a massive storage unit inside that warehouse. That is where your database files live. But your application process itself is running in a small office. If that office fills up with paperwork, you cannot work. In Kubernetes, your root file system is that office. It is temporary or ephemeral. When the pod restarts, that space is wiped. But while it's running, if you fill it up, the container runtime stops you from writing anything else. That is exactly the disk full error you are seeing. When you see an error like this, the first thing you think is that your main data disk is full. But look closer at the stack trace. It is often coming from a logger or a temporary file handler. This specific error means the process tried to perform a system call to write data, and the kernel returned a status code indicating that no more blocks could be allocated on the underlying mount point. So, how do you verify this? Use the kubectl-exec command to run the disk-free utility directly inside the affected container. This will show you the mounted file systems from the container's perspective. Look specifically at the /mount point. If that shows 100% usage, you have found your culprit. Look at this output. Notice the overlay file system is at 100% usage. That is your root file system. But look at the last line. Your persistent volume at /data/persistent volume has 40 gigabytes free. This confirms the issue is not your volume, but the container's own internal storage limit. So what is usually filling that space? Usually, it is application logs. Use the disk usage command to identify which directories are growing out of control. In this example, we are checking the logs directory. If you find a log file that is several gigabytes in size, you need to implement log rotation immediately. To fix this, you must limit the size of your log files. This configuration tells your logger to start a new file once the current one hits 250 megabytes. It also keeps a maximum of 5 historical files. This prevents your application from ever consuming more than about 1.2 gigabytes of space for logs. Now, what if it is not logs? What if your application creates temporary files for processing? You need to tell Kubernetes how much ephemeral storage your pod is allowed to use. You do this in the resources section of your pod manifest. If you don't define this, Kubernetes uses a default limit, and if you are running a high throughput job, you will hit that default limit instantly. In your pod specification, you can define ephemeral storage limits just like you do for CPU and memory. Here, we are requesting 2 gigabytes of storage and setting a hard limit of 4 gigabytes. If the container tries to exceed this, the kubelet will kill the pod. This is much better than a silent disk full error because at least you can set up alerts when your pods start getting evicted for resource limit violations. After you apply this manifest, verify the limits are active using the getPod command. You should see your defined ephemeral storage limits reflected in the pod configuration. This ensures the scheduler knows exactly how much space this pod needs on a node. Think about a logistics company tracking millions of packages. They process tons of images for delivery proof. One team forgot to clean up temporary images, and the node storage filled up entirely. The kubelet started evicting every pod on that node. It was chaos. By setting clear ephemeral storage limits, they contained the damage. Only the faulty pod was evicted while the rest of the cluster continued to operate. Let us talk about the mistakes I see most often. First, log into standard out without a log rotation strategy. If your cluster is not configured to rotate container logs, they will fill up the node disk. Second, assuming the root file system is infinite. It never is. You must always account for it. Third, failing to set ephemeral storage limits. If you don't define them, you have no control over how much space a single pod can hog. So how do you decide? Use ephemeral storage limits whenever your application creates temporary files. It protects the node. Use persistent volumes for any data that must survive pod restarts. That is non-negotiable for stateful applications. And please, do not ever use local container storage for database state. It is not durable and you will lose your data. Use these criteria to decide if this tool is right for your situation. To recap, if you hit a disk full error, always start by checking the overlay file system. Implement log rotation everywhere because unrotated logs are the #1 cause of disk pressure. Set explicit ephemeral storage limits in your manifest to prevent runaway processes from killing your nodes. Monitor your node level disk pressure metrics so you see the problem before your apps crash. And finally, always remember that volume space and root file system space are completely separate things. Keep these points in mind and you will save yourself a lot of headaches. I believe this video will definitely be a useful video. If you like the video, please do like and hype the video. Also share it with your friends and groups. It may be useful to somebody else. If you have any doubts or any requests, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description because we share more knowledgeable content every day. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.